This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Luca, filling in for Marissa Roberto, and sure, the NHL started last night, I guess. But for us north of the border, it doesn't really start until tonight. The Habs and Leafs open things up in what'll be a pair of all-Canadian matchups. And this is an opener we'll never get tired of seeing. I love starting the season off with like the best rivalry in hockey. Like last night didn't do it for me. Like Chicago, Florida. You couldn't have got Tampa, Florida for the first matchup of the season. I know, like, given all the preseason stuff too, that's your main selling point. But you instead put Chicago there for some reason. Great. But on to tonight's game, because for the first time in a while, Montreal might be the more intriguing team heading into the season. They enter tonight's game as the youngest team in the NHL, with an average age of just 25.8, while Toronto's on the other side of that stat, as they are the 5th oldest team in the NHL, with an average age just under 30. However, that number was based on the rosters coming into tonight, but earlier this morning, Easton Cowan was recalled, so the 20-year-old will lower that number. However, he was out on the ice late after morning skate, so is not expected to make his Leafs debut tonight. Now for Montreal, all eyes will be on Ivan Demidov, who we only got a glimpse of last year. And it did only take a period for us to see what kind of player he could be. There's so much skill. Like, he's the game breaker for this team. If he hits, so much better than they were last year, because they've got someone other than Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky to do something for them offensively. To no one's surprise, he's the early favorite for the Calder. And look at those odds. It is not even close. This will also be newly acquired Noah Dobson's first game as a half. And checking the FanDuel odds on him, a 50-point season gets you about even money. This number really jumps out to us, as he's plus 270 to hit 60 or more points. Something he did just 2 years ago with the Islanders when he got 70. Now for the Leafs, we talked about it all off-season and all preseason, but tonight it is official. It'll be Toronto's first game without Mitch Marner since April 9th of 2016. Almost a decade of Marner, and I think Leafs fans are going to realize they took him for granted because he's really, really good. Replacing him on the top line will be the newly acquired Matias Maccelli, who has some very big shoes to fill. In the other all-Canadian matchup, we get to see the Flames against the Oilers, as they reignite one of the deepest rivalries in all of hockey, the Battle of Alberta. And while the Oilers have won 7 of the last 9 meetings, it's the Flames that have the overall advantage, though, through 270 meetings. Now this one, though, will be particularly meaningful for Andrew Mangiapane, who joins the Oilers after 417 games with Calgary.
Can just get your thoughts on the signing and coming back to Alberta with play with the Oilers. I know probably had some pretty good matchups against them. What's going to be like playing with them?
Yeah, it's going to be fun to participate in the Battle of Alberta again, obviously. I think this was just a great fit for me, and obviously Edmonton has, a great team, right? So I just want to come in here and play my game and just kind of help the team whatever way possible to win and, hopefully get them over the finish line this year.
And he joins a laundry list of players who've been on both sides of the BOA. In fact, here's all the crossover we've seen in the last 10 years alone. These teams just can't get enough of each other. And that kind of interconnection only further enriches a rivalry. And it just adds so much more context to moments like the Mike Smith and Cam Talbot fight. Whenever goalies fight, it's amazing, but whenever goalies fight and it's a rivalry between two teams, it just fuels the rivalry even more. Pun intended, I guess, with the Flames and the Oilers. And we got some Oilers news this morning as well, as they signed Matthias Ekholm to a 3-year extension, which carries a $4 million AAV. And that wasn't the only major signing we had from a Canadian team today, as Kyle Connor also re-signed with the Jets. An 8-year deal with a $12 million AAV. It looks like the Oilers have already used $11 million of that money that they've got for next summer that McDavid has freed up with his generous contract. So just running it back, I see Edmonton. No, they've got more money. The Connor one's interesting, though, because it's the same numbers like Rantanen and Marner, which doesn't seem as team-friendly now when you consider the cap is going up. He's a worse player than both of those guys. He's still good, but I get it from Winnipeg's side. And this is like the first deal that's also like, he makes just a $500,000 less than Connor McDavid, which is never not going to be fun. To the Diamond, and the Jays were oh so close to punching their ticket to the ALCS. Leading 6-1, the celebration was on. And then the collapse happened. as the Jays lost 9-6 and this series now has life. The Yankees are down 2-1, but Toronto's rolling with a bullpen game tonight, with Varland getting the start, also the guy that gave up that 3-run homer to Aaron Judge last night. The one thing you definitely don't want before a bullpen game is to use 6 relievers the night before. And just look at the numbers, it was ugly for most of those guys. And more bad news, Jays fans. Cam Schlittler will get the start for the Yankees, who in his last start in Game 3 against Boston became the first pitcher in MLB playoff history to go 8 scoreless innings while striking out 12 and walking none. Now hindsight is everything, but it's just like, the leash for Bieber was so short, knowing it was a bullpen game either way, you probably should have just rolled with Bieber a little longer. That's a hot take in hindsight, but I think it's the correct take. In elimination games, these playoffs is where the Yankees have been at their best, as they are 3-0 this postseason with their backs against the wall. Time now for the DoorDash WNBA Report. And Game 3 of the WNBA Finals goes down tonight in Phoenix, and the Mercury really need a win, or this could become a pretty quick series. Stop me if you've heard this one before. A'ja Wilson is absolutely dominating the WNBA Finals. She's averaging a 24-12 with a steal and a block, while shooting over 50% from the field. And if she does go on to win the title and Finals MVP, and it's looking very likely she'll take both, this would be her 3rd title in the last 4 years, and 2nd Finals MVP in the last 3, which might just put her in that Mount Rushmore category in terms of best players ever. Now for Phoenix, they still have to be thinking how things went down in Game 1. What could have been? Because if Alyssa Thomas doesn't brick those 2 free throws late, or a chance to take the lead, this series is likely all tied up as we head back to Phoenix tonight. It's like a PAT in football, where it's just like, this is supposed to be a guaranteed point, and then in a moment like that when it misses, it's the most devastating feeling. You can watch Game 3 of the WNBA Finals tonight on TSN at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The pregame starts nice and early at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And now this is pretty cool, because DoorDash Canada is rewriting the traditional sports marketing playbook with Bring It In, a new brand platform that unites the WNBA, NSL, and PWHL. DoorDash is offering up to 30% off to celebrate women's hoops. Go to DoorDash.com for more info. It's amazing to see all the women's sports coming together. Shout out to DoorDash. As soon as you finish watching this show, you need to head to Bardown's YouTube channel immediately and watch the 2025-2026 season opener quiz. And as you're about to see in this clip, I was definitely rattled by this one.
Name 3 players who were acquired in a sign-in trade this past offseason.
This is a trick question. No one has sign-in trades. No, that's probably not true.
Use that as an answer. That's funny.
No, that's not an answer. That's not an answer.
That was really
that's
good.
not it.
That was
chill,
really good.
Chill,
I like
chill,
that.
chill over there.
I mean, I'm going to go with Mitch Marner right off the top.
I got one. Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner.
That is correct.
Going to Vegas.
And going back to Toronto in said sign and trade was Nicholas Waugh.
Noah Dobson?
Noah Dobson. So there's 2.
This is actually crazy that like no other names are coming to mind other than Mitch Marner, and that took me like an hour to come up with.
I feel like there's obvious players that I'm just missing.
Like, am I missing something huge?
Nikolai Ehlers. There you go. There's a name. I know it wasn't a sign and trade, but I'm going to say him anyways.
I really have not paid attention to anything. Trevor Zegras.
That's it. You missed Noah Dobson. It's kind of a big one.
Oh, my God.
Keandre Miller
Oh,
signed
yeah,
with the Rangers.
Forgot about that.
Traded to the Hurricanes. Nicholas Waugh.
Oh, that's bull. I stand by that, okay? That's not the type of player we think of with a sign and trade, but I guess technically it's correct. Look, I didn't pay attention to a ton of hockey this offseason, clearly, but I did my best. Head to Bardown's YouTube channel to watch the latest quiz, and if you're watching this on Instagram, just click the link below. That's all for today. Marissa will be back tomorrow. Have a great day.